Hey there, how's the holiday been treating you? I mentioned in a previous video my plans to self-educate in the new year. And in today's video, I want to share what these plans are, what I am learning, and how I am learning them in this new year. I am only sharing what I am learning in the first quarter, which will run from the 12th of January to the 20th of March. 10 instructional weeks with a week in the middle for midterm reflections. That is the sixth week, and the final project at the end. I have 5 courses and one personal project, and each course has 1 credit hour per week. I will mostly work on them during the weekdays. I will dedicate an hour each day to one course and use my weekends for reflection. There will be assignments and a final project also, which means I'm not learning without any output. I got the idea to structure my curriculum like this thanks to a Substack post from Parks Notes here on YouTube, which you can find in the description. Anyway, let me share what these plans are. In my in my 2026 journal notebook system video, I had shared what this notebook is for. It's going to be my learning notebook. Mostly this first notebook is going to be my learning notebook. And today I will just share what I have set up in it. That is my personal curriculum and the course syllabi for each of them. The first course that I am focusing on is writing 101, writing personal essays. I write on Substack and I want to better my craft when it comes to writing. And that is why I am taking this course. Self-guided, that means I am sharing this all on my own. It's an introduction to creative nonfiction on the personal essay. I want to explore my narrative voice, structure, and reflection to produce at least 3 published essays by the end of the quarter. So the learning objectives are to understand the key techniques of literary nonfiction, develop a sustainable writing habit, draft, revise, and complete 3 personal essays. I've also created a class schedule. In weeks 1 and 2, I want to focus on reading introductory material. I have like a list of material which I'm going to read through. And then for my assignments that week, I want to draft a memory-based vignette. Week 3 and 4 is focusing on studying essay structure. My assignment in that week is to complete my first full essay. In week 5, we'll have our midterm. That means we must have completed and submitted our first full essay by then. Week 7 and 8 will focus on studying reflective writing. The assignment is to write our second essay. And week 9 and 10 is for editing techniques. And by then, we should have written our third essay. The assessment, that is the final assessment for this course, is to compile a portfolio of all of my essays. And also, on a daily basis, I will have a writing log, which is what I'll be doing in this my diary or this notebook that I also showed in my notebook system video. I'm going to every day for 15 minutes I will write in this notebook. Every morning, that's what I will do in this notebook. And that is it for my writing 101, writing personal essays coursework. Moving on, we are going to be looking at the next course syllabi, which is for Fine Art 101, daily sketching. I love art, and one of my greatest wishes is to have the ability to draw, but I can't even draw a star. I'm very bad at drawing. I've ever been able to, draw well. So I want to actually learn it instead of just wishing and hoping to know how to draw. I want to focus on industrial sketching technique, develop line confidence, perspective, and daily discipline. The learning objectives for this course is to learn the fundamentals of form, shadow, and perspective, establish a daily sketching habit, and complete a sketchbook. My sketchbook, as the materials needed for this class, I've created a sketchbook in this notebook, which I've also shown in my notebook ecosystem. And this is the notebook I'm going to be using for sketching. I will also be using like pencils, of course, pen, and I'll be going to YouTube and the website called Sketchaday for resources when it comes to my daily sketching. So since it's daily sketching, we are to learn some things and at the same time sketch daily. So I've given myself a sort of a class schedule for this course also. So in week 1 and 2, we'll be studying basic shapes and line control. Now assignment, every day we should draw 5 object sketches. We are in week 3 and 4, we are going to move on to introduction to perspective, and each day we will draw 1 or 2 perspective exercises. In week 5, we have midterm. We should submit 5 of our best sketches as the midterm assignment. 7 and 8 will focus on texture and shading, and we'll sketch from live. Daily we'll sketch one thing I will see outside, animals, people moving from live. Then in week 9 and 10, focus on composition. And that when we finish learning that, then our assignment will be a week in my room, drawing different things in my bedroom. Assessment is a complete sketchbook and improvement shown in the final series. Apart from daily sketching, I have fine art 102, oil pastel for beginners. This is self-guided learning in oil pastels. A little background into oil pastels for me is I've gotten this color in September, not last month. In September, I got this color pack of oil pastel. I just bought it on a whim. And then I bought this notebook for it. And I was drawing almost every day, if not every day in it. Anyway, with the oil pastels. But I was not very good at it. I was just trying my best. So in this course, I want to actually learn how to use oil pastels. An introduction to oil pastel techniques, not just oil pastels, blending, and color theory applications. So I want to master the oil pastel techniques. I want to apply color theory to creating harmonious compositions in my sketchbook. I want to complete 5 elaborate finished pastel works by the end of the first quarter. Let's see this class schedule. In weeks 1 and 2, we are going to focus on the color theory basics and create a color wheel with pastel. And in week 3 and 4, we will move on to blending techniques. And our assignment for that week is creating a monochromatic landscape. Week 5 is midterm, and we have to submit 1 completed, finished, elaborate pastel work. Week 7 and 8 will focus on layering and texture, still life with our assignment is on still life with texture focus. Week 9 and 10 is our final project, and we have to produce 1 original composition. Our final assessment is a portfolio of 5 works plus brochure of the techniques we have been learning, the practice sheet for our techniques. Okay. Next, we're looking at language 101, French A1 journey. So I have been using Duolingo to study French since May of this year. And it's, while Duolingo is a good app for language learning, the immersion is not complete. So while I'm able to answer the questions on the app and everything, I cannot understand what they are saying in real life. So I want to at least get to A1 my French journey in the first quarter of this year. So I want to build foundational French for everyday conversation, focusing on vocabulary, greetings, and simple sentences. I want to reach the CEFR A1 level. I want to learn 300 plus vocabulary words and hold a basic self-introduction conversation in French. I will still use Duolingo, but I'll make use of YouTube French lessons and Quizlet for flashcards. In weeks 1 and 2 for our class schedule, we're going to focus on greetings, which I know bonjour, comment s'appelle, salut, bienvenue, enchanté. I am familiar with them, but I want to learn that. I want to learn the alphabets. You know, the alphabet was something that I was taught in school when I was a child, when I took French in class, or, revision. And then I want to memorize the numbers 1 to 100. I want to do that. And my assignment is to record a self-introduction. The 3 and 4 is focusing on common nouns, articles, present tense of être and avoir. I want to write 10 sentences about family as assignment by then, offhand. Week 5 will focus on an oral quiz via an app, maybe we'll use Duolingo or something to, practice our speaking skills. Week 7 and 8 will focus on daily routines and food vocabulary. So I want to be able to describe my day as the assignment for that week. Week 9 and 10 is questions and directions. By then, I want to be able to, describe where I live using French probably. And for our finals, we want to do a simulated conversation. Someone talks and I respond. I want to use Duolingo for that, probably. And my final assessment for this class is a vocabulary log of 300 plus words. Next, we are looking at language 102, IELTS prep, which is for I want to migrate, so I want to get a visa. And one of the requirements for getting visas to, say, Canada or the US or London, one of those European countries, is IELTS. Even though English is my first language, because of the country where I come from, I guess they don't believe that you can speak English, so they want us to take the test, the British International English Test. So I want to focus on skill building for the IELTS academics like general training modules. The learning objective is to understand the test format and strategies. I want to improve my listening, reading, and writing. And I want to be able to complete one full mock test. Of course, I'm going to go to the official Cambridge guide to IELTS for the test, and I will also be using IELTS Liz on YouTube as a resource guide. And here is my class schedule. Weeks 1 and 2 is a test overview. What's the test like? Listening and reading strategies. That was a little bit hard for me. Listening and reading strategies. And I want to complete one practice section each as an assignment. In week 3 and 4, I'm focusing on writing tasks 1 and 2 structure. So I want to be able to write 2 essays as assignments. Week 5 is midterm. We are going to do a timed reading plus listening practice test. Week 7 and 8 is speaking practice and fluency drills. I want to focus on recorded speaking responses. And week 9 and 10 is full mock test under time conditions, such as a study guide for writing the IELTS test. Okay. That is all the courses I'm taking. But I have a personal project I'm working towards. I was using this notebook to first learn Korean, but then I gave up on it because I was not really interested in the language. I was only learning it because I watch a lot of Korean shows. I thought it would be a nice thing to speak their language too. And then I picked it up again to start learning my actual tongue, which is my native dialect spoken in my tribe here in Nigeria, which is Isan. So while the language is not unfamiliar or strange to me, I'm not fluent in it. So I want to be able to get to conversational fluency in Isan by the end of 2026. Personal project. And I have sort of outlined the phases in which this will go. So in the first phase, which is the first quarter of this year, January to March, I want to focus on building vocabulary, learning simple phrases, and then by phase two, that is second quarter of 2026, I want to go to grammar and simple conversation. Phase three will be all about immersion, getting myself really immersed in it. So from July to September, I will focus on immersion and storytelling. Then phase four, October to December, will be on fluency and autonomy. I I was so confidently wrong. I thought there was nowhere I could find, information on how to learn this language outside of my immediate surroundings, my mother and father. But there's a lot of videos on YouTube that teach people how to speak my native tongue. And I think that is very, very beautiful and speaks to the advantage of internet age and how every single information you need is accessible on the internet. I even found a website, not just on YouTube, I found a website dedicated to teaching people Islam, which is amazing. Very, very amazing. Yes. I wanted to show one more thing before the video ends. My semester schedule overview. So this is basically the schedule for the full semester. So everything that I need to do in terms of assignments is here. I kept it at a minimum because at the end of the day, this is just a fraction of my life. That is the self-learning. And I'm trying my best to avoid burnout. I hope to, share the progress of me actually learning these topics. Maybe I will share a progress video at the end of the first quarter or vlog my study sessions. So if you want to see how I'm going to learn all these subjects in the coming months, if you don't mind subscribing, or maybe you can just leave a comment so that the algorithm shares more of me with you, You know that you like watching my videos to share more it with you. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one. Bye bye.